Hi again, fourth graders, ready for some more math? We are starting today with lesson 14. It says solve word problems involving the addition of measurements in decimal form. And I'm pretty sure I've shared this with my class, but this just makes me laugh every time I see word problems because so many kids, their brain sees a word problem and they just check out like it's too hard, I don't do problems with words, or this is math, why are there words? So we'll just read this. It says how I see math word problems. If you have 4 pencils and I have 7 apples, how many pancakes will fit on the roof? Purple, because aliens don't wear hats. Obviously, that does not make any sense. Hopefully, the math problems we do today will make a little more sense than that. They are pretty simple. But I understand if you see words in math and feel that way. Okay. So this just says barrel A contains 2.7 liters of water. Barrel B contains 3.09 liters of water. Together, there's a keyword, how much water do the 2 barrels contain? So this is just a simple addition problem. Okay, we know that from the word together. So all you need to do is make sure you stack the numbers and line up the decimal points correctly. That's about the only mistake that or adding wrong that kids make. Okay. All right, and we are adding these together. We don't have anything in the hundredths place for our top number, so you can pretend like there's a 0 there if you want. 0 plus 9, 7 plus 0. See there, you're making it easy on us. Bring down the decimal point as long as it's lined up. If it's not lined up, your numbers will be off when you're adding. Okay. And then our label for this. I tell my students if they don't label in a story problem, I will assume they mean bananas. So unless you mean 5.79 bananas, please label. All right. Okay, there are similar problems on Zern. They do a couple before this where they're breaking down a number on an area model, but then they get to story problems similar to this. Okay, in lesson 15 it says express money amounts given in various forms as decimal numbers. Now we've been talking about money this whole time, so none of these should be too difficult, and I'm not going to do all of these examples, but I do think it's worth at least showing you. This is the worksheet you guys would have done in your workbook in class. So, and they don't show you this on Zern, so I wanted to make sure we covered it. They're just explaining that 100 pennies, okay, here's 100 pennies, they're white, we should have colored pennies, okay, just equal $1. And then they're also showing you how to write it as a fraction. Okay, and if you go down to something else like 26 pennies, there's no dollars, but you do have 26 cents, and you would write that as a fraction like that. So this shouldn't be new because we've been talking about money this whole time. All right, but we'll look at dimes also. Okay, so they're saying in $1 there's 10 dimes, so 10 dimes equals $1, and we would write that as 10 out of 10. We're doing another one, 6 dimes, $0, and 6 in the tenths place. That is mathematically correct. It is also mathematically correct if you would like to put a 0, that's fine. But because they're saying tenths over here, we would just put a 6, not 60 out of 100, even though that is how much it's worth. Okay. This is kind of the new one. If you bake at all, you might know quarter, like a quarter of a cup or half a cup. And these might be familiar already, but it works the same with money. 4 quarters and $1. So that would make $1. And then these just go through how much is 1 quarter worth? Okay, 25 cents. Okay, and we'd write that as 25 out of 100. Same thing, 2 quarters would be 50 cents, 50 out of 100, or 3 quarters would be 75 cents. Okay, they don't show you any of this on Zern, so I wanted to make sure we at least covered it. The things that you'll see on Zern look more like this. So $2.17 plus $4 and 2 quarters, and they want you to write all of that, solve it, and then write it as a decimal. Okay. Obviously, this is not in decimal form yet, so that's our first job. So $2 and 17 pennies. And then we have $4.02. And that's why I wanted to show you those other sides. You have to think about how much is 2/4 worth. Hopefully by 4th grade we're familiar with that. Okay, and then you just add them up. Again, make sure your decimal point, anytime you're adding decimals, you want to make sure your decimal point is lined up. Again, scratch paper when you're using Zern for these lessons is probably helpful. And if we're talking about dollars, then we should have a label. Okay? All right, that's it. That should get you through lesson 15. We want you to complete lessons 14 and 15 by this Friday. We do only have one more lesson for Module 6, and then we'll start Module 7 after that. Okay, hope you guys have a great week.